Welcome, everyone, to a very special episode of ATV. That is all things Voto. Chent, you see him doing something?
Oh,
Today's all about action. Today's video is all about action. Today, Vincent, aka Chent, aka the Grandmaster, is going to motivate you to do that thing you've been waiting to do your whole life. That's what it's about. Now, how we get to that place, I don't know. Vincent doesn't even know yet, but we're going to find out. And here's how we're going to do it. The other day, someone came up to Vincent and told him, "Bro, you should be a big YouTuber, bro. Why haven't you got 6 million subs a month? How come you're not at 50 million subs?" And he said something that touched my heart. He was like, "Do y'all think that I don't know that this can be good?" Like, what do you guys think? Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'll have to tell you off of this recording
Okay.
who said that to me and under what circumstances. It was like it was so messed up. It was like comedic. It was like I was in this situation where I was totally blindsided around like people that I know, and they're like, "Hey, by the way, what?" And I'm like, "Can we not talk about this right now?" They're just
my
like,
gosh.
"Hey, yeah, like, what happened? Like, you were doing good, and like you could have been all successful by now and had this money, and like, what? Why didn't you do that, man? Like, why are you doing this now?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I tried, and didn't work out the way I wanted it to. It wasn't my first choice, but it was very much like, "Hey, why aren't you like, you didn't want to be like a Dallas Cowboy? Like, why didn't you just go do that?" Like, it's like,
Okay, now let me say this. Although you feel that way, you're like, "You think I didn't try?" This episode, guys, and everyone's an MMA fan here, and guess what? So am I. So am I, right? I literally was there when there's that old quote in Narnia where Aslan, the lion, he's talking to someone, and I forget, they're trying to tell him something. He's like, "Don't you dare try and talk about old magic with me. I was there when it was written. So you can't talk about that with me." Well, I was there when MMA was literally written.
where were they when we laid the foundations for the Mexican
Yes,
martial
exactly,
arts?
exactly. See how Vincent's making that connection, and and I know that C.S. Lewis is Vincent's boy, but I was there when MMA was written, and part of it was written at a pizza shop that we used to go to, open up laptops, just write and do a bunch of stuff, and anywho. But
I
I know that.
remember there's that I get in my feels when I see that photo. I don't even know where it is right now. That's been posted. I feel like over the years it's been posted here or there, either by you or me. I can't really remember where like on day one, like ground zero of when we started decorating the set, and I'm like character with the best of the wardrobe I had, but it was makeshift because we hadn't even got the wardrobe yet, and we're standing there going like this, and then like it was like we didn't even have the merch yet.
Hold on, while you're talking, keep the people entertained. I'm gonna find that photo because I have it.
Yeah. So I see that from time to time, and I can't remember, like one of us was holding like a drink or a bag of chips, or I don't know. It was like a production day, and we had been talking about this because we were at this job. We've been at multiple jobs together that we're always trying to figure out how to leave and achieve all these dreams and everything.
Now let's be real. I was trying to stay at some of these jobs, but you convinced me that
I was always trying to get us to leave.
Yeah, you convinced me that I was miserable. Even though I was like the happiest person, I'm just like a cheerful person, and I'm like, "Oh man, this job's great. Like they're flying me out, and I'm doing all this and this." And he's like, "You hate it here. This is horrible. You gotta get out. You can't stay." And I'm like, "Oh, I guess You gotta go.
Oh my gosh. That
Okay,
is actually what happened.
that's literally what happened. All right, Vince, is this?
Oh my gosh. Oh, is that the bag in the corner of food? It's like a brown paper bag. That's why I was imagining food in there.
There we go.
Oh
Look at these
my
old
gosh.
posters. These are
Oh,
the
that was.
OG posters
Oh
that
my.
the fans don't even know that these OG posters existed.
If those still exist somewhere.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. And we didn't even have the mat laid out yet.
Yep, the mat was not even laid out. I think we had bought all the clothes this day,
That's
and we were
right.
doing it. We were trying it
You
out. Yeah.
you put the capital up because my perpetual brokenness. You put the capital up with the
Yes.
Dickies and
Yeah.
even the belt.
Let's
Didn't
no,
you?
Chent, be honest with the
Jeez.
people. When MMA started, I bankrolled everything. The only
You
thing I didn't pay for is Vincent's gas to get to the studio. Um,
not every
that
time.
was him. But
Yeah.
even the food that we ate,
The food.
everything.
You
The
you
posters.
designed the logo. I don't know if people know
Yeah.
that you designed the logo. You
I had
sent
a-
me.
Yeah.
Do you remember the back and forth? I almost fired you. Do you remember the back and forth we had? Remember it was supposed to be some crazy logo with an eagle and a snake all intertwined? It was going to be like a old school looking patch.
I
And you
made
were
it.
like, I ain't feeling this. Like you kept working on it and showing me, but the whole time you were like, I could do something different. And I was like, no, this is it. And you're like, ah. And then one day you just did it and you showed me and I was like, nah. And then I was like, shoot, that's it. Like there was
You know
no.
what? I think I'm the one who wanted that complicated because I have a drawing. And if people want to see it, type MMA in the comments. If you want to see the original MMA logo, throw an MMA. Even if you write a longer comment and you just type MMA at the very end, that's how I know you guys want to see it. So
I remember that being you worked pretty hard on that.
by the way, and I do want to say this. We're going to get into the mailbag. We read it.
We read it.
We're going to get into the mailbag, and we got some heart-to-heart with some of the people. Yeah, there was some good comments, and but let me say this. Someone was berating Vincent for not having 50 million subs. Vincent in his heart was like, you idiot, you think I haven't been trying? I'm here to tell him he has not been trying. Let me tell you guys the behind-the-scenes stuff that you guys don't know. There are people who wanted to collab with him, and he just shut out. Then there were other people who wanted to collab with him, and then he just shut them out. Then there were other people who wanted to collab with him, and he also shut them out. And these are people who are MMA legends, some of these people. And he completely shut them out. JP
Hey,
just...
Juan Pablo!
Well, he's part of the show now. Wait, okay, the guy that you guys just saw behind me, he was the cameraman for MMA. He would film
Sound
everything.
man,
Sound man.
light
He would
man.
edit. So that's JP, my brother.
He would do the live stream switching and all that
Exactly,
graphics. Man,
So besides Vincent ignoring a bunch of people that wanted to work with him, he also didn't always have a good way of switching up the style. He would get stuck to something and he's like, look, the audience loves it. I can't do anything else. And you know, so I'm here to tell y'all, if your project is not moving forward, let's find out what's going on. You know, and Vincent's here to motivate you guys to do the work.
so you don't end up like me.
Actually, we're staring him straight. Like, you don't want this. You don't want to be like me.
You gotta do something. Why are you playing? Stop wasting time.
They gotta get people. They gotta get their friends who haven't got their projects launched to get on the call with us, and we'll scare them straight.
Oh my gosh. Wait, am I supposed to give them advice?
You know what? I don't know if Its Perception is still watching, because I don't think Its Perception commented on the last one.
Oh.
So I think Its Perception may have dropped off.
Did they ask a question that needed advice?
Remember, Its Perception said that now that I subscribe to this channel, or his or her channel, they are now going to start uploading, maybe that were maybe press. How many of the viewers do you think should make their own YouTube channel?
Oh gosh. I'm tempted to say 0.
Talk to us. Then talk to us. Tell
Uh,
us. Well, actually, okay. You've spoken enough on this on MMA channel.
yes, I'll put
I
it
don't
in like
think
one sentence.
one sentence. Okay.
For a lot of it might be a compound sentence. For a lot of people, it is absolutely detrimental to your mental health. It may be something that will make you obsessive, and you'll put all of your self-worth into it. And then when it succeeds, you'll be on the highest high, and when it fails, you'll be on the lowest low, and you'll start cutting yourself again. Whatever the case might be, it might not be a good thing for you.
Feel.
I have it on
Chent.
loop.
Well, shoot, I was gonna say something while you were speaking. Now I completely blank because I got Johnny Cash in my mind. Oh wait, you were saying don't do it because they're gonna be on the high highs and the low lows, and you don't want them in between this manic, depressive lifestyle.
This wasn't meant for people. This is a modern thing. People being lovers of themselves and just needing. And that's all I think about. People needing to be looked at and admired, and needing to look at others and needing to compare themselves to them and needing to respond and retort and just constant look at me. Now I'm looking at you. Well, I'm going to try to do that better. And then how do you feel about what I did? And let me tell you what. And it's just it's so unhealthy for the brain. Social media alone. But then when you throw yourself into that mix, it's just a wild, unhealthy ride.
Well, you've heard it here, folks.
But I will be uploading next week. Keep an eye out for that.
Oh, I love it. Well, I was actually filming with someone. This woman we film with her every month doing ads for a client. So she's like the spokesperson. And she was talking about how, like, on the side, she was trying to do, like, her mom-fluencer type of thing. And she's like, you know what? She's like, I found out. She's like, I discovered trying to do that I hate it. She was like, I actually don't like doing it. So she's like, so I gave it up. And I was like, wow, that's, for me, that's cool. Like, someone who kind of saw that and was like, no, that ain't for me. I'm out. Yeah.
I shouldn't have. I always say things on here that I don't think I want to say, but I already started saying it.
Well, here on ATV, it is all about the truth. And if y'all want me to press Vincent about something, comment press in the comments below, and then add a hint of what you want me to press him on, and I will.
So if I didn't have, so I don't even. I kind of don't know what I was gonna say now because I can't understand people that get on social media and post things that don't have an end goal. Like, I'm trying to make a career out of this. I'm trying to make money from this. I'm trying to build some kind of a base from this. When people go on social media and they're like, man, I'm so blessed. Look at how beautiful I just mowed my lawn. Or like, oh, I just had the best ice cream at this place. I'm so happy. I'm like, I can't understand that.
You know what? But I'm the opposite because I'll be like,
I know.
Where did you get that? Like, tell me where you got that because I need to get those scoops. Like, it looks immaculate. So I'm the complete opposite.
Yes, you are. So, and you will also make those videos.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember we would go out to eat on lunch and stuff when we were working together. I remember sometimes you'd basically stand on your booth seat to get like the right angle for your food.
That's right.
Like, oh my gosh.
But now the truth comes out, Vincent. You know.
No, I never hit it.
Oh, no, you did.
But yeah. So the lady, the momfluencer thing, and I hate knowing that that's a word. That's the first time I've heard that word, and it makes me angry. So it's so stupid. But like that lady saying that, I feel the same way. And because so this is gonna, there's a lot here, kind of. I feel the same way in that, like, I don't want any attention. Like, I hate it. I hate being the center of attention. That's why I don't even like my birthday. I don't like being. I don't like if someone looks at me, especially if I'm like eating or something. I'm very weird about stuff like that. I'm very private.
Why is that? Do you know why that is? I heard someone say that they don't like being the center of attention because they feel isolated if they are. But I don't know if that's where you go with it. That's where this person went with it. But I don't know why you feel that way.
You know what? Oh gosh.
Oh,
it might.
Hold on, guys. We just had a breakthrough right now.
So look. So I've
right. You can be like, my mom correct me.
So look, people have their opinions. I've been called a narcissist a few times in my life. and what I just kind of realized right now, I never thought about it until you asked me right now. I never ever cared to think, why don't I like that? It's because I have to be in such absolute control of what I'm presenting. I need to frame everything. Oh shoot. So do you I think everyone feels like this in a sense, but for me it's always been like extreme to the point where I feel like there's like different people, like different personalities going on. Do you know that thing where like you can relate, right? How you're a different person with like everyone that you know. Like if I was in a room...
yeah.
okay, oh
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And,
worlds collide.
I think sometimes we don't see that ourselves, but we get into different modes with people.
Oh yeah. Like if I was in a room with both you, if it was me and you and Marilena.
Which I've been in that room before, but when we were younger, that was a hilarious room to be in.
Or you, me, and my parents, you, me, whoever, I would malfunction. You would see someone that you've never, like, especially now as like years go on and you grow roots even more firmly in certain relationships. Yeah. You would be astounded, like, who is this person? You probably get a kick out of how weird it is, because I like so meticulously shape who I am from person to person, which I think is not a good thing. I think that sometimes there's a word for it. I don't know. I don't want to just start throwing words out there because people are always. People are always trying to diagnose themselves, but like I think what it is when I make a video, when I go talk to someone one-on-one, if I'm dealing with someone, it's like, all right, this is who I am right now. This is what I'm doing. I'm framing it this way. I'm going to talk this way. I'm going to act this way. I'm going to present myself this way. When it's like a bunch of people, I'm like, well, don't look at me. Like, I haven't had time to work on this. I need to game plan. And so when it's like, when it's a situation where I'm called up to do something at work out of nowhere, I'm just like the shyest person ever, because it's like I'm a control freak, and when I lose that control, it's
So like, let me ask you if this
you've been annoyed by that probably more than anybody, and Juan Pablo. Yeah.
Let me ask you if this changes your perspective at all, because this changed my perspective. Like when I started realizing that every single person is insecure about something, I was like, wait, then why are any of us insecure? Like if we all have that, I was like, it doesn't make sense. If every single person on the world has that, then why are we playing this game? Like let's drop it off. Like it doesn't matter. But like for you, I would say my version of that for you is everybody is different in front of everyone else. So if they see you, so if I was in a room with you and Marilena right now, and I saw that other you, the lizard you, come out, I would do this, Chent. I would hit you with one of these. So what about that? Does that change anything? What do you think?
The fact that you feel like everyone has those insecurities, or the fact that you would acknowledge that and give me that look?
I want you to say, how do you feel about the fact that everyone is someone different to everyone else? So they would understand if you're different in front of other people. And what about me giving that look?
So you, it's not like I forgot, but you reminded me of something right now. You have you're a much sweeter person than I am. You have a childlike innocence. You've always had that, where you have a much more positive and wholesome outlook on things, where I'm like, population control doesn't sound like a bad idea right now. And so to hear you say something like, we all have it. Come on, guys. Let's stop being so sad. Like, let's talk. When I hear that, I'm like, yeah, that sounds amazing. That sounds so innocent, and like, that's how things should be. But we contaminate everything with isolation, with devices, with phones, with social media, with just one-on-one. Me just being a big gamer since I was like 5 years old, just being content with the TV and the gaming system and not feeling the need to interact with any human at all. And when I do, it's an inconvenience. It's like, how long do I have to do this so I can get back to Full House? Like, this isn't as stimulating as I'd like it to be. And just...
Wait, so you're saying you don't want to entertain?
I what?
You don't want to entertain. That's kind of what you're saying?
Well, you mean like when I'm just me?
No, I meant like when you're saying you don't want to interact, you're like, no, let's get back to Full House.
Oh, yeah. So you mean like entertain company?
Yeah.
No, so, oh gosh. So...
Let's break it down for the people, Chent.
So... Okay, don't flatter yourself, but you are probably the only person that I know that is not related to me. And by the way, most of the people that are related to me don't fall into this category either. But I'm just saying there's a handful of people that are related to me, and then I don't have to do that framing with. And that also the entertaining, the being around, whatever, isn't in the slightest bit whatsoever exhausting, or like I have to put something on, or it's like it's almost like I don't know if there's just these things that just come so far along from like 14 years old that it's like
friendship.
See, that's it's a little gay. I hesitate all the time. Like when I'm in public, I'm sometimes I'm about to, like, there's been times when I was referring, if I showed someone something with MMA. Or for some reason, like I was talking to someone a while back, and it came up. See, I can't even say it right now. Someone I know from Austin who does video production. I was gonna say and I was like, that sounds so soft. I'm not gonna say that. And I was like, yeah, this guy, shot videos with, and I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I feel like I can't say stuff like that because we grew up in pretty hard places. I don't know what your experience.
Associate. That's what we could use.
I don't know what your experience was in that town you grew up in, but that town is very similar to the town I grew up in. And when you get to a certain age, the way I grew up, you don't say like my friend. It's always
Oh no,
like,
100%,
right? You
100%.
come from that era too. So now
You
being
don't
an
say that.
adult, yeah, people say things now like my buddy or something, which I feel weird saying. Okay, back to the point.
Hmm.
I so what I was trying to say is typically there can be people that I think nothing but good things about. I genuinely don't hate them. And I think they're like fine. Like I don't dislike them.
Hmm.
But I don't want to hang out with them. It's just but it doesn't it's not at all a
Oh yeah,
negative thing
yeah.
toward them. So there's been people that I've come across in life that are like, "Hey man, yeah, let's go bowling or something." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like how am I going to get out of this one?" And I think they're
Oh.
great. It's just it's like I have to be that guy now for like 3 hours, and then I can get in the car and finally Natalie Portman. Like I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know what that is. I don't know why. That's a whole different thing than putting
I
on
think,
like an
well, we
act.
all
And
feel like we put on the mask, if we're out and about, and it's almost out of necessity. And I don't even think it's a bad thing. It's like, hey, now I'm out. I am the Vincent that is out tonight. I'm the Alex that is out tonight. Like we're bowling. I'm bowling Chent tonight. Like let's say you got into a basketball game, and let's say you go to the park and you're playing, right? It's like now you're in a different mode. You're like you'll be shoving people, you all right, to get to the rim, whatever you got to do, and it's like I'm that role now. And I feel like it is kind of like that, hanging out with people. And now, again, maybe it's my worldview that he said, like, I don't necessarily think about it as a bad thing. It's like, no, like, we're doing this now. Like, we're now bowlers who are out here partying. Like, I'm in a different mode if I'm partying versus, you know.
I think I definitely understand that. I think the level that I struggle with is there's those modes. We're bowling now, we're playing basketball now, or whatever it is. For me, it's really difficult to go in and out of. So I have two main modes. Those are like little sub modes. My two main modes are I'm by myself right now. It's quiet. I'm a lone wolf. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to listen to somebody. Oh, right. Really? That's crazy. Uh-huh. No way. Oh gosh. Yeah. I know. Really? Like that's so
And
it's either
I do want to interject and say that the idea of the lone wolf actually has been debunked, and they found out that wolves in the nature do not act as lone wolves. That was only because they were studying only wolves in captivity who would go to their own place. And wolves in nature actually congregate around family, and they have their own little familial societies and stuff like that. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying about this alone time,
You
that
know what?
decompressing time.
I feel that though. I'm
Oh,
the wolf in
okay.
captivity. Aren't we
Yes,
all in
yes.
captivity? Whether it's the job, the man, the job, the responsibilities, whatever. It's like I need to. Oh, like like sometimes like the other night I did that. I just sat
You found
outside.
the booth.
I very very quietly,
Okay.
and yeah,
You howled
I
quietly.
I howled, I wept. I understand that
The howling of
because
the heart, as they call it. That's what I call
yes,
it.
and my neighbor's always outside, so I couldn't do it too loud. But yes, I can because I think that's what makes a lone wolf or just an isolated person want that because they feel captive and they're like, I need this moment to decompress. Like when I was going to work 45 minutes to an hour away every day, as annoying as the commute is, I needed that time to both psych up and to decompress afterward.
Exactly.
I'm someone that absolutely resets and can get where I need to be with alone time. And when I'm with other people, unfortunately, a lot of the time is like, okay, how long is it going to take until I can have that alone time? There's times where my mind is just in torment. Like, I need to get that alone time right now.
Is necessary. Especially for men. I feel like men, like, we decompress by going alone and, doing something on our own. But women decompress by, sharing and, like, sharing what they went through with someone. But that's how they decompress.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
Yeah. So you decompress. You've decompressed, right? You're all done. Okay. I can't decompress now. I need to stay here and go to sleep. Okay. All right. As long as you decompress.
By the way, me and Vincent, we don't text each other like, "Yo, I cried today." No, we say, "Yo, I howled with my heart today," and that's how we do it.
You know what I noticed, and I thought about this a couple times over the years. I don't know why.
I
thought it was interesting.
Just watch, everyone. He's gonna say it. I'm gonna instantly know why.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if you want to say. I remember when we were like very fresh acquaintances. This was like ninth grade, 10th grade, maybe even 11th grade. I don't know. I remember
our pre-associate years. Yeah.
Yes. This is when we were still friends. I remember as young men, we used to talk about things.
Yes.
That we would like never talk about now.
And that is good. And that is good because you told me some things. And I still remember what you told me. And
I feel like I know which one you're thinking about right now.
No, and I'm by the way, and I'm talking about Marilena, but I'm also talking about pre-Marilena. You told so. Yeah,
I know. Yeah. So, yeah. I think it's interesting that as we became better friends,
hetero life mates.
I was gonna say that earlier.
Yeah.
It's almost like we got to a place where we were. I don't know. There was like a new dynamic where it almost seemed weird to then talk about that kind of stuff or be that. I don't know if graphic is the right word.
Graphic is literally the word. Yeah, graphic. Explicit would be a better word.
Well, think of it. So you know what it was? I think. So I don't want to assume anything, or I don't want to flatter myself or anything like that. But I think this is just an example, the closest I could think of. I think we got more to a place like when you have like a brother, and it's like there's certain things you're not gonna talk to your brother about that.
Because like, you know what? I just like, with the guys at your car work would always talk about around each other.
Yes. So like you might be able to talk with like Miguel or I don't know or VJ. I don't know. I don't know which relationship.
For that. I'm too mature for all that.
Oh, but, you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I guess I'm in a different place now because I could never. But yeah, I guess at this age, yeah. But I feel like even when we were younger, still, it was. I don't know why we started talking about this.
I see what you're saying. You're saying it happened for us even at a premature age. But then you literally said it. You said why it happened. You remember we started this segment because you were like, "No, I don't know why this happened," but you just said it. I guess it was a brotherhood, which is not gay. Which is not gay. Which reminds me, did I ever tell you why I stopped listening to NSYNC as a child? I think I told you this. Because, you grow up where we grew up and you got all these, like...
Oh, yeah.
Wannabe thug kids.
Oh, yeah.
There was this guy who was one of those kids. And we were friends, though, but, I'm in my front yard, I'm singing, I'm dancing. He's like, bro, what are you singing? And NSYNC like just came out. Like it was like their very first single. I forget what it was, what song it was already. And I was like, oh, I'm just singing and singing. He's like, bro, that's gay. And I had to like rethink my life. I had to rethink musical choices, and then I swore off. I mean, at that point, you had to swear off Backstreet Boys and NSYNC because it's like, okay, if this fits this genus of music, then this whole thing has to be blacked out for me now.
It's hard to shake that stuff. There are certain things that we're very much like there's stuff that's embedded into you like that. Like now, gosh, I'll witness. I'll just keep it short. Sometimes I'll witness maybe one of my children listening to a certain artist or song, and I'll want to say something along the lines of your homie from your town.
George Michael?
Because I'm like, hey, we don't listen to this stuff, man. Like,
Whoa.
you know,
Name
things,
one artist. Give us
things
one
indicate
artist.
things, man. Like, well, you're not gonna be listening to Bruno Mars, boy.
Wait, but what about Barbra Streisand?
I think I'd prefer her over Bruno Mars. I mean, at least
over Bruno Mars.
Jeez.
Okay. What about Lady Gaga? What if Jesse Jr. was playing Lady Gaga? Okay, I got a story. For you, actually. Did I ever tell you about the time I left my house and I don't know how I knew it was playing. Maybe it was like our Spotify's were connected or something. I had left my house. This is when I was living with Miguel, and I saw that Miguel was playing Nicki Minaj's Anaconda while he was home alone. I don't know if we discussed
Did you ever talk
ATV.
to Miguel about that?
I don't know if I ever.
Did you ever confront?
It's an unspoken thing between us. You know, things have been weird for years because of that.
It's better than Bruno Mars. Jesus.
Oh my gosh! What is that song? A grenade for you. Wait, do you know Bruno Mars is like $50 million in debt, like gambling debt? Yeah.
I had no idea.
Either that or he owes the mob for something and they're coming after him. But like he can't step in Las Vegas without the vultures coming after him.
What a dummy. With a voice like that.
Chent, is it time for the mailbag?
It might be.
Alright, it might be. Alright, let me pull it up, y'all. And I hate pulling things up now before I share the screen because this editing software splits the screen the whole time if I have it up. So let me look
I remember
this up.
I had a similar experience, by the way, when I was in 4th grade. We were playing football at recess, and I got tackled. And I remember being on the ground, and I was Peter Griffining it, and I was like, oh, you know, when you lose your breath and stuff like that. And I remember this 5th grader, almost identical. He comes up to me, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you don't do this anymore. We're not like, I forgot how he said it. We're not like 2nd graders or something like that. He's like, if you're going to play on this field, you can't act like that. He's like, you're almost a 5th grader. And I was hearing that as a like 8 or 9-year-old kid, I was like, it's like if you have like a really hard parent that tells you can't ever cry or something like that. So I was like, oh shoot, you know, this is a big kid that was kind of like a popular kid. And I was like, it was like a light bulb, like, oh, I got to be like a tough guy. I can't show. And like, that's, I mean, here we are now. Marilena says I'm emotionally unavailable. It's all because I'm 5th grader. So like,
it is.
Every time I feel something, I just bury it now.
But here's what's crazy. His mom was abused as a child, and she didn't want no one to show weakness in her home and would berate him anytime he showed weakness. Then he sent that to you. We're talking about generational trauma here, people. We're talking about generational trauma. By the way, let me just throw this out there. They actually found out, like, I don't know if you remember this, in the Biblia, it talks about how the sins of the father will go on for like 3 generations, right? And they just found out in genetics that generational trauma is attached to somehow to the gene line and will last for about 3 generations. When something happens, it sticks to these people and it kind of reverberates down. So you got hit with something, Chent.
Well, that's, ironically, I've taught my children profusely cry as much as possible. I need to see you cry.
There we go. And if they don't cry, he'll make them. That's how my. Okay. Now let me share my screen. Oh, I just turned off my thing. All right. Chent, you ready to read this?
That's a very good point because with you.
All right, you can start with Jane here.
Wait, what is that? Oh, was I hearing the audio from that other video?
Now you know what
is
everything
it
is.
Playing?
Now you know.
Sorry, everyone, if you're hearing the audio.
Did you not hear that? Oh, that's
throughout
crazy.
The whole video. Okay.
Now it stopped.
Okay.
Another
right, Jane,
episode already? I'll let you know how I like it. From Jane Caulfield.
All right. Now I'll read Miss Chucky's. She says, I'm going to guess it's Adam's new phone, episode 4. Y'all are crazy, loving the podcast. Do you remember what that comment was for, Chent?
Yes, she found the one where I fell down, where I took a big, I cleared the table and I landed flat. I could feel it right now. It never ever goes away. I can feel it right now. I have a pain in my lower left back.
Oh my gosh.
I had Marilena feel it the other day. It feels like 3 little balls floating around, which when you look it up is what it feels like when you have disc slip. They're like little gel things that kind of float around. They've been there for years.
Oh, y'all got health insurance?
She's been telling me to go for years, and I'm like, nah, they're gonna find something wrong with me. When am I gonna go for that?
Well, you remember the old joke, Henny Youngman? The doctor gave his patient 3 months to live. The doctor or the patient couldn't afford it, so I gave him another 3 more.
I have not heard that.
I butchered it, but that's a good one. All right. No, by the way, I promised monetary prize for Miss Chucky Almighty, so I'll have to get her Cash App, the DMs. I can't keep doing this, Chent.
And I appreciate Jane Caulfield looking like commenting again before even watching the episode.
Exactly. That's dedication. All right, Jane. If you can read Jane's next one.
I comment like it's a live video. I can't help myself, and I do comment this much on MMA. There's just more people to compete with. That is true. That is very, very true.
Also, you have seen her comments.
Yes, she is absolutely. Oh, she is a pillar of the MMA community. Always, always, always on there. Absolutely.
Actually, all these people here are pillars of the
Same
MMA
with Miss
community.
Chuck Almighty, for sure. Absolutely.
And I want to say this. I know y'all feel like I'm taking away from Jesse's time, because for an hour we got him here. But I feel like this could help him spark up, get that creative energy. When you work with other creatives, that's how it goes. So
let me know if you find one.
Oh! Take my wife. Okay. All right. Tony. Chent, you want to read this one?
Tony Armstead. Let's see if I get this right. Slap old ladies to the flat earth till she says it's round. What? Slap old ladies to the
until she says it's round. Wow. What do you think, Chent? What are your thoughts?
Slap old. Did we talk about old ladies?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember if we slapped.
Old
Should
ladies.
We have him explain his comment.
I'd like him to slap old ladies to the flat earth.
Can you write a paragraph, Tony? I would like 5 sentences. I want intro, give us the meat and the conclusion, put that together, and then Vincent and I will dedicate a whole section for Tony's words next episode.
By the way,
you put that together.
Tony makes me remember, by the way, and I think you could see it if you scroll up right below the video. you could see the propaganda there of what YouTube does with this little fact checking right there. That tells you everything that you need to know. That's what I was saying the whole episode. The thing that makes it the most suspicious is that right there, that paranoia. They just have to let everybody know and throw it in their faces. That's it right there. Don't show
Let me ask you this. If this message didn't exist there, would you be like, okay, it's round?
Would I be like, okay?
I actually want you to answer yes.
Well, okay. So I should have. The thing I'll say is the reason I am so adamant about saying it's flat and that I can't just easily go to round is because of the non-stop stuff like this. So that's why it's not even just this. It's not like if this was gone from underneath the video, could it be round? I can't even imagine that because this is everywhere. It's everywhere.
Well, that's the answer, folks. All right, let's go back down and see what's good. Tony, we'll await your paragraph next episode. All right. Jane says, a very faith-based episode. I'm not religious in any way, so I don't connect to it, but I can still enjoy the conversation. As far as books go, the last one I was reading was The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Probably my third time reading it. Apparently, serial killers love it.
We will pray for you, Jane Caulfield. We will pray for you.
Is she foreshadowing? Is Jane foreshadowing here? Does anyone know Jane's whereabouts on August 15th?
Dude, I mean, that is the book that John Lennon's killer was holding when they got him. That's like a thing. Some people, I think there's some lore behind it. Some people think it's like an MK Ultra kind of thing that gets to you when you read the book. I went and got the book because I was so fascinated about it. I heard about it so much over the years. I read it.
Yeah.
And I won't be negative. I read the book. I think I overhyped it in my head because I'd heard about it so much over the years, but it had its moments.
Notice how Vincent is disappointed that the book didn't MK Ultra him and make him go commit something. He's like, I had hyped it up so much. They said it was MK Ultra. You would kill someone afterward, and I'm reading between the lines here. Chent, you know what impresses me about Jane here is that she is not religious, yet she enjoyed an entire hour, 30-minute long conversation on biblical exegesis and debate.
And she hates MMA.
No way. Jane, see, this is my kind of people. Chent, I'm going to say something right now that I should have said earlier. I think the fact that I am just interested in anything helps me when I speak to other people. Because if I'm not because I don't really get to a point where people talk to me and I'm not the small talk I could deal with that. But when they're like, yeah, I'm an accountant and I do this, and I'm like, really? Like, what is that? Like, I have no idea. And they're like, well, I do this, and I'm like, okay, go on and because I'm interested in like everything, and not everyone is like that. Now, my own Marilena is not like that, and like she can only watch her shows. And she can't watch anything, but I'm like, hey, put whatever on, because like, for me, if it's on, I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, life is good. Let's all sing Kumbaya. And I was like, where do I get that from? And I realized the other day, my dad, all he would do is just channel surf and enjoy everything. He one day he's watching lions fight alligators on the safari. The next day he's watching avalanche videos. The next day it's Filipino karaoke for 8 hours. The next day it's the anniversary of Led Zeppelin, and Heart is doing their rendition of Stairway to Heaven.
I was going to bring that one up.
Yeah. You know that one. You know that he loves that one. But I was like, I think that's where I get it from. Like, basically, like, you could put anything on, and I'm like, everything is awesome.
See, that's exactly what I was referencing earlier, where I've seen that play out countless times over the years with you and people. Where me, I have the hardest time caring about anything. I'm not interested in anything. And if it comes to someone's job or some anecdote or something that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and it's terrible. I wish. Well, see, I don't wish I was different.
Both are terrible. Literally, no, both are terrible. Like, for you, it's terrible that you can't open up to others. For me, it's terrible that I can't shut these people down. Like, you lose either way. You lose either way you go.
How is yours lose, though? Because people love that person, and everyone thinks I'm a weirdo, and sometimes rude or just very awkward.
Let me tell you, yesterday, instead of being productive, I was listening to videos about how Odin's original name was Woden, and these old Norse gods actually could be possibly confused as Mercury, when Mercury went from the Romans up to made its way to Norway. And there's actually writings that show that all the stories there were actually post-Christian stories, as in Christianity went over there, and then they used Christianity in order to infuse their stories with those tropes of Christianity because they liked them so much. Anywho, how does that help me? When, Chent, you know that I'm trying to make money for me and my brothers, and yet I'm over here wasting time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you either shut yourself in and don't have friends, or you're friends with the whole world and you can't get anything done. You don't get anything done either way.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Mendes.
I can't stop it. Like, I can't shut it off. Like, I can't be like, no, you see this glass here? I can't say I'm not interested in how it was made and like where did the glass come from. And I actually did learn one time about like our drinks, like the way that we like how colored drinks are is because during the Roman times they invented like the glass, and now when you can actually see the color of your drink, they were like, oh, hold up, I want my wine to be this kind of red. Orange juice has to be like this kind of color. Before they didn't even care. And then in China around the same time, they had paper as windows. And have you ever noticed that a lot of Chinese architecture, their things go like this, their roof goes out like that? That's because they had paper windows. They didn't have glass windows like the Roman people were doing, and they had to keep the water away like that. Now, Chent, I could have been productive. I could have done something with my life. But I can't see something and refuse it. That's the demon that I deal with.
Be careful.
Well, there's some. Now, hold on.
I can't see something and refuse it. I gotta clip that.
She
knew what she got into. She knew this.
You knew what this was when you met me. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, do you finally think that it's a curse?
It sounds like it. It sounds, like a curse, like exhausting.
It is. It is. Why do you think I never slept a day in my life?
I wonder if you have this. So there's times when I'm trying to get something done, and it's like no matter what industry I'm in, I'm always having to extract stuff. Maybe that's all of us now at this point in the world from YouTube. Some information, some how-to, whatever it is. And then there's that, and I hate using this, but it's the best way to describe it right now, that whole FOMO thing. Where I'm like, oh, shoot, that thumbnail, like, I don't want to lose that. I'm going to watch it real quick. And then I'll start opening tabs and just to have them in my history, and I'm like, okay, I need to go back to this. And so you have that in, like, just in life.
I'll have that in life. That's with people. Like, if I meet someone, I'm like, oh, wait, did their mother love them when they were a child? Like, let's see. Is that why they're an accountant? They're trying to keep everything straight because their mom was mean to them and, like, wouldn't love them unless everything was organized, perfect in the kitchen. And now you got to make sure there's no loose ends in the business.
You're like, I don't know if you remember it because I know you saw it. I don't know if you remember the series well enough from Friends. You're kind of like Alec Baldwin's character. Remember his character that dated Phoebe? And he was just like but he was like annoyingly positive, and he was just always like radiating this goodness and
like
curiosity about life. And
now, Chent, I want to show you something. I actually installed something on my computer because I deal with this so much. Where is it at?
oh, did you get that brick thing, or like
Brick?
something that blocks out? There's a lot of things now that block out certain things. So
wait, I don't see it anymore. Did it go away? Well, anywho, it's this thing that kind of blocks.
You might wanna scroll off that bottom left thumbnail. If,
Oh.
I don't know what you're. Yeah, just in
Okay,
case.
that's good. Let me. I don't even know how to stop sharing my screen now. See what happened. See what I get for trying to share a piece of my life. Anywho, it's this thing that shuts down all YouTube videos except the one that you're searching for. Like, it'll make it so that, and even when you're watching that one, you don't see the comments, and you don't even see featured, like, the videos on the side. Like, it only has that video. So, like, I deal with it so much that I have to get that.
I need that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. If you want that, they are sponsoring the show. Today's episode. There will be a link in the description. There will be a link in the comments. If you get distracted all the time on YouTube, you got to use this YouTube blocker. And if you put in code ATV, it will probably not work. But just buy it and use the link that we got. Now, Chent, let's continue with the mailbag. All right. Wait, let's get this up. Let's get these up. Okay. Oh, wait. We're gonna read a little bit of Catcher in the Rye. Let's read the opening lines. Let's just see how it touches our hearts.
See, we're very different. You might get MK Ultra.
Oh, that's how we're gonna know. That's if I stand up in the middle of reading it, I need all y'all to be my alibi. You guys, if you watch to the end of the episode, actually, if you're gonna be my alibi, if something happens, comment alibi in the comments below, and I know that you're a real one that I can depend on you should anything happen. All right, now we're gonna read Mikey Lang. Thanks for the kind words last episode. You guys have a great podcast chemistry. For some of us, this is becoming one of our favorite pods. Chent, here we go. The boy Mikey. This episode was long. Thanks for that. Imagine someone thanking you because you ranted for too long. That is why we love Mikey here on ATV. Man, Alex, you are a walking library. The knowledge of topics you carry in your pocket is impressive.
Oh, stop!
Hold on. You know what's funny? We just talked about how that is the biggest problem in my life. And brings me the most sorrow. So, Mikey, the fact that you're bringing this up at this insensitive time. Well, now you know why, Mikey. Now you know. If you ever wondered why, it's because I'm wasting time not doing stuff for my clients. And also, I suggest you contact Webster's immediately to submit phenomenological anomal. Okay, Vince. I know you get this a lot on streams, but man, the community misses ya a lot. Very grateful for this. Thanks for the upload, boys. He gave us a salute. And we salute Mikey right back. By the way, don't think that we didn't notice Mikey changed his profile pic.
Oh, I noticed.
If y'all love Mikey's new profile pic, I want you to comment big ups. Comment big ups in the comment section.
Thank you, Mikey. Saying something like it was long and then saying thanks. I was like, whoa, that was a roller coaster. I thought he was going to... You're MK Ultra.
I'm back. We don't know what happened. I was reading Catcher in the Rye. I kind of zoned out. The recording stopped. And I don't even know. So I'm going to go find... Chent, entertain the people. I'm going to find out where the old recording stopped.
Okay.
By the way, they won't believe what happened, so you can tell them.
They won't believe it?
They're not gonna believe you when you tell them what happened.
Okay, so I don't know how I want to present this. I know, yeah, you're not gonna believe me, so I don't know if I should try to be comical about it or just say exactly what happened. It appeared as so when Alex was reading a part of the book, the door behind him just opened out of nowhere. It just slowly opened out of nowhere. I was fully expecting Juan Pablo to show up back there.
Same.
He was not there. And then Alex, as if in a trance, stood up. He started mumbling something. I think he started saying, "Must kill someone?" He had his arms out like a zombie, started walking toward the door. He didn't have any pants on. He started walking toward the door. He went all the way out of the door. My screen went black. I don't know if it's still there somewhere to show them so they know I'm not lying, but...
Okay, so I just watched the stream. It goes all the way till we read Mikey's comment, and then it stops. So we did not record what Vincent just described, nor did we record us talking about a reading Catcher in the Rye.
Any of the reading?
I did not get any of the readings.
Should we do it the next episode? Or should
We'll do it next episode. Let's just Jane. Let's do this. Jane, thank you very much for sending in your book recommendation. We did read it. We talked about how it was written in this weird way. Vincent liked it because it was written in a way where like you speak. If anyone else has a book recommendation for us to read the first bit of it, I'm gonna have one next time, Chent.
No MK Ultra books though. He's gonna freak out again.
None of that. Actually, should I read you a book that I really love the intro to this book? Let me see if I well, if I could find the PDF of this right now, we'll read the intro. Chent, like this is one of my favorite intros. It's just kind of so simple and just kind of gets into it. It's
as you look, oh, you already found it?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as you look for it, check out this candle that I bought.
That is cool. Wait, is that one of those wick ones?
I think, but I got it because it looks like Noah's Ark, right?
Oh, now that is nice. That is nice.
And Marilena hated it. I had it in the living room. The living room presented on the coffee table. She wasn't having it, and I let her know I will pray for you. Because I don't know what you got against Noah. But I think this is beautiful. Good. I love this.
I think it looks cool, and it looks like one of those that like crackles when you turn it on. Like it has like a wick that crackles.
I'm afraid to turn it on because I don't want it to end. I don't want to waste it because I like this so much. So I haven't even used it once. I just had it for show. But you could fill it with more wax later, right? If I know like a waxist.
I know a good waxist. Took all the hair off Miguel's back. That's true though. Miguel was dating a waxist, and I believe that's how it happened. Yeah. You're like dumbfounded right now. That's true story. That is a true story.
I didn't know you can. Are you like only a waxist, or do you do other things besides the waxism?
I don't know.
That is wild.
I mean,
wow.
You probably got to do something else to make ends meet. All right, Chad, I'm gonna read this book. The intro. It's literally just 2 lines. I think it's just such a cool and simple way to introduce a book. This book is called 7-Story Mountain by Thomas Merton. It came out, I think, like around the 60s. It made kind of a splash because he was talking about his own life. It's an autobiography about this guy who kind of grew up trying to figure out who he was and everything, and, you know, how do I become happy in life and all this. Ended up becoming a Trappist monk and wrote a book about his journey in life and about how he was different from his brother. It's almost like you and me. he was more like you, and his brother, he was like, some people are just like born with joy, and like, he's like, and I was not. He's like, that was not me. He was like, it just came so easy from my brother. But anywho, you won't get any of that from this intro. I just love this intro. So we'll get Vincent's thoughts on this. So this is literally how it starts right here. On the last day of January 1915, under the sign of the Water Bearer, in a year of a great war, and down in the shadow of some French mountains on the border of Spain, I came into the world. Free by nature, in the image of God, I was nevertheless the prisoner of my own violence and my own selfishness, in the image of the world that I was born into. That's it. That's it. That's all I wanted to read. Sorry, Vincent was
It's the
saying that
Catcher in the Rye.
Guys, it's not recording again, but we're back. I now realize that when I press stop, I stopped recording.
But we've never had these issues. It's the Catcher in the Rye. We've never had these issues. It's the MK Ultra.
So we finally got this one. So, Chent, you're already loving Seven Story Mountain.
As you were, like, when you stopped, I was like, wait, the world was a picture of how full of men like myself, loving God and hating. I wanted to read more.
Let's read more. You want to read the next two lines?
The world was a picture of hell, full of men like myself, loving God yet hating him, born to love him, living instead in fear and hopeless self-contradictory hungers. That's me. How does he know me? Not many hundreds of miles away from the house where I was born, they were picking up the men who rotted in the rainy ditches among the dead horses and the ruined 75s in a forest of trees without branches along the river Marne. My father and mother were captives in that world, knowing they did not belong with or in it, and yet unable to get away from it. They were in the world and not of it. Not because they were saints, but in a different way, because they were artists. The integrity of an artist lifts a man above the level of the world without delivering him from it. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we gotta stop there. Guys, Vincent just had a moment of love for that book. I'm telling you, like, so if you want me to buy a copy of Seven Story Mountain for Vincent, type 7 Story in the comments, and I will send him a copy of it. By the way, 7 Story Mountain on Amazon is sponsoring this episode. There will be a purchase link. There's going to be an affiliate link in the description and in one of the comments. Jay, you were loving that, and I'm glad you were, because it's an amazing book. But
I haven't felt that way about a piece of literature since I read, like, The Mouse and the Motorcycle. Yeah.
Oh,
ever.
Wait.
Yeah.
Do you have The Mouse and the Motorcycle?
I have it in one of my drawers shoved away.
Next
I'm
week,
a hoarder somewhere.
We will be reading The Mouse and the Motorcycle, and we'll get my reaction to that Mouse and the Motorcycle.
We read it.
We read it. Okay, Chent. Anything else you want to say to the people? I think we had a good episode today.
I want to say that you should be a good friend, and let your friends call you. Let them call you, and if they don't, then they're howling at the moon, and they need to do that right now. So don't call them, they'll call you. Be a good friend. Sometimes good friends aren't friends at all. You have to not be a friend to be a good friend.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is good.
That's what I always say.
And I will say that keep phone etiquette top of mind until we reach that time and place in which all of humanity's hearts may howl in unison. And this concludes.
Oh, I thought we were both going to go,
yeah, you're right. Sorry, Chent. Are you ready? We are starting Howl Club. If you want to join Howl Club, then there's going to be a link in the next episode for Howl Club. All right, here we go, Chent. We will let our hearts howl in unison. Okay, see, Vincent is a singer, so he knew how to get his diaphragm right. Mine was not as long as his. That's what she said. Well, no, she didn't say that. She did not say that. Only she could say that. Okay, yeah.
She knew what this was.
You know what this was when you met me. And with that, we bid you farewell.